right, welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It's another edition of Ask the County. Joining us this morning is Saginaw County Treasurer Tim Novak. Always good to see you. We appreciate you stopping by.
It's a fabulous morning, isn't it?
It is, ahead of the heat. All right.
Yes.
And today we're talking about the regional trail system, and we know that there are trails in Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties. Are there plans to connect them, and how are you working together?
So there are plans, and they have already been working on kind of connecting the communities. I know that we had a segment last week. I think the Tittabawassee area was having a promotion, and it got us thinking, like, well, do we have this regional system? Are we going to connect everybody? And it is true. There's the Great Lakes Bay Regional Trail System. It's a 501c3 nonprofit, and it has experts from all 3 counties.
Oh, that's neat.
On the board. We're talking parks directors, planners, engineers, road commissions, those types of folks. And our very own parks director, Brian Leckel, is the vice president of the group. So Saginaw's in good hands and being well represented. But their goal there is to connect all 3 counties so that folks could have this whole system that we can enjoy movement in between areas.
Now, is there any one, I know it takes a lot of mini projects to get to the big picture. What are you working on now?
So the big one right now is it's Smith's Crossing Bridge. Okay. It's kind of the new biggest, it's the big, kind of the big one. It's over the Tittabawassee River and it connects into Midland, and it'll be non-motorized, and it's kind of be like an iconic signature landmark of the trail system. And it's up there, as you said, connecting in between Saginaw and Midland, kind of cool. But those old train bridges are really neat, and it would be fun to walk over and head on out there.
Oh, for sure. Now, we have a map. We were looking at it earlier at the break, but we have a map of the trails, and people can also find a link to it if you go to the hot link section at the top of WNEM.com. But if you look here, can you kind of explain what we're looking at and what these different colors mean?
So you can see, so for simpletons like myself, we color code them. So the red sections are completed. The yellow ones are either planned or possible routes, and you can see them down in the southern end and then all the way across the top. There's some brown and purple. Those are existing usable trails now. And you can see we're pretty close to getting a U-shaped connection between the 3 counties. You can see starting up in the upper left corner and loops all the way down. So we'll almost be fully connected here soon, and we're talking like nearly 100 miles of connected trail systems eventually. And then the Freeland one we talked about last week, there's over on the western end. So really a neat graphic here, and then they got the different names and stuff so you can follow different points of interest. But really exciting, and you don't have to do it all in one day. That's kind of the beauty of this. You can, cherry pick when you want to go and do in different sections in different areas. It's if you think 25 years ago when this was a pipe dream and they started to build this system, and where we are today, it's just amazing.
Now, is this also coming with feedback from walkers and runners and families?
Absolutely. As folks were using the trails and they provided feedback, all the parks in all 3 counties are, they listen to folks and what they want to use, and there's just different areas that they explore, and different communities start in the state, there have been grants accessible, so folks that, a lot of this stuff isn't using general fund money of any of our communities, and they're able to preserve these old resources and these old trails, and not just abandon them, and then use them now as parks. And now we've got these long interconnected parks, not like the parks we're used to as a child, right? These are just a little different, more linear, and but they're responding to the people, and the more people use them, the more we've expanded.
It's interesting, too, you said funding, so it's not necessarily county by county. It's kind of an overall project. If you're getting grants and funding, you disperse it where it's needed.
The state has trust funds that they've helped utilize to fund some of these projects. And once again, the real system using the nonprofits and donations to the 3 communities has been super helpful as well.
Oh, that's great. Well, I was just going to ask how people can support the Great Lakes Bay.
So they have a big fundraiser called the Trail Mix, of course, right? We would have to have a fancy name. And that's on September 21st this year. All 3 counties participate. And it's $25 for an individual, $50 for a family. You get a T-shirt and a lunch. And on that day, there'll be different hubs set up at all the different around. You can go visit one or more of those in the morning, and then meet at the Freeland Sports Zone at noon for lunch and a presentation of projects that are completed. and then also projects that are forthcoming. So
It's September 21st.
September 21st, I know it's a little ways out.
No, mark your calendar.
Mark your calendars and be ready, and kind of a, maybe a fun morning.
Oh, it sounds like it. Now, people might have heard also of the Iron Belt Trail. That is, though, different than this project. If you could kind of explain the difference between the two.
Yeah, so the Iron Belt Trail is a statewide initiative.
Okay.
And we're talking 2,000 miles of trails stretching from Belle Isle, Detroit, all the way through to the western Upper Peninsula. And there's hiking and biking trails. There's 2 different routes that run through. And Saginaw's fortunate that of the hundreds of communities that it connects, Saginaw is one of them. I know a portion of Wicks Park in the city is on there. And my community of Carlton, there's a trailhead off of Maple Ridge there. And what's a trailhead, right? I think it was like a rest stop. There's a bike repair station, restrooms, some signage. It's kind of neat. So use a lot of existing trails, and they built some other ones. But I mean, if you can imagine connecting, our southeast corner of our state all the way over to the westernmost area is really a neat thing to have. And there is some connectivity between the two. So 2 separate things, but yet the same goal and purpose to enjoy our beautiful Pure Michigan.
Yeah, but it's interesting too to even talking about the Great Lakes. I mean, it's 3 counties working together. You don't always see that.
No, you don't, and it's really neat. They're all on board together, and it's a neat initiative to see the way they share their resources. And once again, we can connect all 3 communities, and we're all, maybe there's dividing lines between counties, but we're all kind of in here at this thing together.
I love that. All right. Well, we appreciate you being here, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Remember, too, we want to hear your questions. If you have questions you want to ask the county, you can send them to WNEM@WNEM.com. We're back in just a moment.